Ouch. One? Hello, welcome back. I'm Michael Howe, and this is How I Roll, the game where I play solo RPGs, and so am rolling the dice myself. Last time, our characters of Silence, Endurial, and Brita made their way to the Sapphire Covenant. There, they had a meek man attack Endurial there. There was a momentary fight that was ended with the uh, Sapphire Covenant putting a stop to it with magical safeguards. They then learned that Timnin and the golem they were tracking had been seen with a group of gray cloaked individuals and headed down towards the Sweets Street. When they went that way, they heard sounds of distress and destruction. They arrived and saw that the golem was smashing its way through a building, probably a bakery, and Timnin, the city guard, was merely standing there, staring and doing nothing. And that was where we left off. So we are going to see where the story goes from there. So sit back and enjoy. Okay, so Silence, Endurial, and Brita have arrived. They see this golem smashing into this building, and it's starting to be very structurally unsound. The golem seems to be like not just standing and punching it, it seems to be like trying to punch through, and it's like further in. It keeps stepping inside the building as they watch. Um, Brita, who's a town guard and knows Timnin, who is the one who checked out the golem from the guards' care, and is the one standing there and supervising it. You know, she knows him. He's a guard. So she's going to rush forward to try to stop him. Timnin! Hey, Timnin! And he makes no response. Uh, One thing I'm thinking is that it's possible, in fact, probable, that the cultists, who we suspect is the cult of Sivanez, are around, and they're not gonna let someone interfere with whatever plan they're doing with having this golem smash through a building. So I'm going to roll on the Oracle to see if they are here. So I'm going to call that likely. So at advantage. Oops, sorry, I knocked my dice tray closed. At advantage, we're going to roll 2d20. Pick the higher. Oh, geez, 20. Yes, and. Okay, so there are definitely cultists. And, so that's going to make it even more problematic. Does the golem turn to face them also? Like, it's not just them interfering, it's Timnin and the golem. I don't know. I'll do that. So let's see. I'll roll on the Oracle. Timnin and the golem join the fight, or something else. Or the or something else will follow. I can't ask two questions to a single die roll. So, do Timnin and the golem join the fight, or join stopping Brita from interfering? 8. No, but oh geez, okay. Well, okay, so the golem and Timnin don't. Timnin will try to, turn and stare at her. So what else could it be? Not only do 3 cultists come out of the surrounding alleys in front of them, the same gray cloaked figure that Silence met back in, like, I think session 2. I'm gonna have to check what name I gave him or anything. Comes from behind them. Let's see. That was okay. Just a rogue was all it was listed. Okay, so they have 4 cultists facing off with them. I'm going to do initiative using KNAVE version 1, because in version 2 it's like charisma of the leaders facing off, and I don't honestly know who the leader of these guys is or their charisma scores. But in KNAVE version 1 it's just d6. So 1 to 3, all the enemies will act first. 4 to 6, all the players will, all the, my side will go first. So d6, that is a 4. Oh, good. The PCs get to act first. So, Induriel's gonna stand there, and she's gonna have her hands at her side, and she's going to say, like, try to be very silent. I don't have many. I used up all my magic already. Rita kind of looks at her. She's like, "Really? You got anything else on you?" And Induriel sheepishly reaches down to her belt and pulls out like this tiny dagger. Rita rolls her eyes, and she has her mace out. So I'm going to say she's going to charge one of these cultists and swing her mace at them. And let's see, I was having them as just be a very basic, human amount. So their AC is like 9 or 12. 9 to 12. I will go with 12 because 12 shows up on another low creature. So Brita. Oh shoot, I didn't actually roll I need to roll a character sheet for her. Roll up her abilities anyway. Okay, so I believe that's 3d6 for each ability. We get to give Brita a character sheet. Should have done that already, honestly. And you pick the lowest, so that's 4. 14 strength. 4, 3, 2 decks, or 12 decks, depending. It's a bonus of 2 decks. She's not so good with defense. Ooh, 14 con. Okay. Now I know. I think I'm gonna probably bend the amount of her intelligence. Like if it's high, I'll leave it, but if it's too low, I'll probably bump it because she has some magical ability, and that's based on intelligence. Oh yeah, that reminds me. So Induriel used all her magic because the last session, actually the last few sessions, I was basically forgetting and ignoring all of KNAVE's magic rules, and in KNAVE, each spell can like only be used once a day, and they're scrolls that take up space in their inventory. So magic is a bit more limited, and I was just having her do like things here and there to block things. So yeah, she probably used up almost all of it that at least I'm currently comfortable giving her for as much as she was doing. So yeah, and they can cast so many spells in a day based on their intelligence. So she has to. So Induriel has an intelligence of at least 5, and so I'm going to probably raise Brita's intelligence if it's too low, so that she can use her magic because she's at least somewhat of a scholar of magic. Okay, so I rolled a 4, a 3, and a 2. I'm going to raise it to. I'm going to use the 3. Technically, I should use the 2, but I'm going to use the 3. So she could cast 3 spells in a day. She's kind of new at this. Her wisdom is a 1, and her charisma is, let's see, 2. And then, let's see, I forget how I'm supposed to do armor and such. Oh, okay. She would be wearing. Haha. This is turning into a let's roll the dice for character session. So she's a 10 guard, so she's going to have armor. I'm going to say if it's a 1 to 3, I'm going to re-roll. Ooh, 13. She has a gambeson on. This is turning into a lot more rolling. I might trim this. Okay, let's see. Gambison. Okay. Armor comes with an armor defense value. Note that value with his card. But it doesn't seem to actually say how much armor defense it gives. Oh, here we go. Okay. Defense 12. And it has 3 quality. Honestly, I forget how much that works. So this fight will probably be broken. Sorry, actual KNAVE players. Roll 1d8 to determine your character's starting and maximum hit points. Ouch. 1? That doesn't make sense. Oh, I think this game is meant to, like, definitely make you likely to die. Roll 1d8 to determine your PC's starting and maximum hit points. The PC's healing rate is 1d8 plus constitution. You know what? No way do I want a character to just be one hit, she's gonna go down. Let's roll again, and you know what? If it's too low, I'll probably just bump it. I'll just say it's like 7. She's a dwarf. She's tough. Oh, that's tilted. 6. Okay, we'll go with 6. That's not maximum. And I should honestly roll for Endurial also. 3. Yeah, she's a wizard. She's tilty. Also, let me make sure that there's nothing of like, because some games have like the armor absorb the difference, and I'm pretty sure that's how that'll work. On a hit, the attacker rolls their weapon's damage die to determine how many hit points the defender loses. A bonus damage die of the weapon's type may be added to the roll if the ideal weapon was used. Roll their armor's damage die. Oh, okay. So so it's a hit, and then you roll to see how much damage you do. How much damage do? Right. Yeah. KNAVE is kind of brutal. Okay. So yes, getting back to Endurial is 3. Let me make sure I'm not supposed to like add that because everything else is like added 10. I tend to find the defense of a thing, okay, or the actual ability.
3 hours later.
I think I've nailed down at least a lot more of the character sheets. So I was saying that Brita was charging one of the cultists. So I am going to have her run forward and swing at one of the ones in front of her. I'm pretty sure I said there's 3 cultists in front and 1 behind. I hope that's what I said. Alright, so she's going to roll to attack. She has to beat a AC of 12. Then let me just double check that. I believe it is a d20. Yeah, d20, add the strength or wisdom bonus. Okay. So Brita has a strength bonus of 4. Oh no, she rolled a natural 1. So she swings hard with her mace, and the person just sidesteps. Actually, I did just realize I should pick what races these are. I'm not going to really use it too much into like their abilities, but just so I have a quick idea of who they are. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to roll like let's just roll a d20. If it's a where's my pen? If it's a 1 through 10 dwarf, if it's 11 through 18 human, and 19 or 20 it's some other species, because I've already said it was like mainly dwarf and human. At least I think I said that. I meant to say it. Okay. So this one is a human, the one that Brita is charging. Next one, 17. Oh, human. That would be interesting. Oh, no, I think I already said one of them was an elf, but that would be interesting if it's like a human cult. Next is a 1. Dwarf. And then the one behind them is the guy they met in like the first session with the cult. Let's see, who was that? Rogue. I, for some reason, didn't record what race that one was, but I know that the other one behind is that old one. Behind is Rogue. Okay. So, I believe I had Endurial say she used her turn pulling out her dagger. Rita charged forward. So now it is Silence's turn. Silence is going to pull out her bow. And, oh, she now has 19 arrows. Because she used one last session. All right, so she's going to use her bow to shoot at, let's say the guy, the human in the middle. And let me double check that it's 2 hands, 3 quality. No, I'm reading the wrong thing. Bow. 2d6 damage, 2 slots, 2 hands, 3 quality. Okay. But it's still just a basic attack. Her wisdom is 4. Oh, she's the same attack bonus as Brita. Is that tilted? That was tilted. Okay, so I'm going to reroll. Wait. Is that... Okay, good. 16 plus 4. Dirty 20. Definitely hits this cultist who doesn't actually have... Doesn't seem to have armor. It's just robes. So, let's see how much damage she does. She does 2d6 damage with her bow. That is 3. Okay. Now, unfortunately, that is all of our characters' turns. So now it is the cultists' turns. I'm going to have the rogue behind Silence tries to just grab her to start with. He actually did that the last time. I feel like, he might be a little more prone to violence, but, last time he just grabbed her. So that would be... Did I say what level he was? Let's see. I'm gonna say level 2. If that's different, he had a... something else happened to him. And then, let's see. I think last time I just made it like a strength versus dexterity roll. Let me double check the abilities. Strength melee attacks, dexes, dodging, climbing, sneaking. Yeah, I'll just say it's a strength, and Silence will get to use a dex roll to try to, Wait, actually, I'll roll an attack, a strength attack, and then if he even hits, then Silence will roll a dex save. So his roll has to beat her dexterity. Oh, it's not that hard. Her dex is 1. Oh, no. Her defense is 11. Like if she's rolling her. Okay, so he's trying to beat 11. Oh, 14. And his strength is... Oh, wait. Plus 2. Oh, no, yeah, he definitely... Okay. So... No, wait, sorry. I said if he hits. So that would be... I forget. I was forgetting how this works because an attack is always an opposed roll. So his strength was against her dex. He would connect. I'm going to give her another roll to try to step aside, just because that's what I was already planning to do. In one sense, we could say he started grabbing her. Like he would have a successful roll, but I'll give her another roll to try to get away. And that is a 11 plus 1, 12. Which against a basic normal check has to be greater than 15 to just beat a normal thing. So yeah, she doesn't get out. So Silence has been grabbed from behind. That is that guy's turn. He's probably gonna say, "Shh, it's okay. Just let the golem go. Don't interfere." And he probably says that. He starts whispering and he's like, "Shh, shh, shh." And he's like, "Just let the golem be. It'll be all right." And then. But he seemed to be trying to be somewhat non-violent. So the cultist in front of Brita is going to pull out a cudgel, I'd say. Okay, yeah, cudgel. That's a quick and easy weapon. I'll probably have one with a knife. Did I already say that I have knives? See, I lost track of where I was. But that's okay. Maybe they pulled out knives and then saw that he just grabbed her and they put their knives away, very quickly. So, the one in front of Brita is going to roll a strength attack. Okay, so that's just a This is attacking Brita, so it's going to be a strength attack against her strength. And these are probably level 1 guys. Ooh, 16 plus 1. Ooh, that does hit. So then I roll against her armor. Attack hits. Okay, and then now I roll the damage die to determine how many hit points the defender loses. Oh no, it has to. Does it have to beat her armor? Let me double check that. If the attack total is greater than the defender's armor defense. Oh, okay, well then it's even definitely higher than that. Why does she have? I don't understand. Oh, because of the player facing thing. I couldn't understand why the armor has a defense thing to hit as well as a bonus. The bonus is for if you're doing player facing rolls, where you just have the player roll for everything. So they hit Brita with a cudgel, and so that's a d6 damage. 3. Brita takes 3 damage. I'm glad I had her HP be high. Next will be the cultist in the middle, who is another human. That's the one that Silence shot. So she's got an arrow in her chest, and she's not looking great. Oh, actually, because I knocked her down to 1 HP left, I should double check her morale. Okay, yeah, her morale definitely gets rolled. I don't think she's likely to break. They have a 12 morale, so no, definitely did not. That was a 3 against 12. Okay, so she is wounded. She's gonna come at Enduriel. Enduriel seems the dangerous because she looks like a sorcerer, even though she did only pull a knife out. But you always have to be careful with dealing with magical people. It could be a trick, it could be a trap. The dagger could be enchanted. And she was whispering that, she had used up her magic. So this one's going to move forward and swing her cudgel at Enduriel. So that will be an attack roll against Enduriel. Enduriel does not have armor. So she's just rolling against her. Now I'm second guessing. It's like, how did I do Silence's armor? Armor of 11, bonus of 1. So that might just be based on the level? That doesn't make sense. I'm just going to have it roll against her strength defense, which is 11. Let me double check how that works. Armor when you're a higher level. Maximum HP. Oh, honestly, okay. Brita should have a lot more health. Brita and Enduriel should have a lot more health than that, because I basically gave them level 1 health. I'm going to roll those up really quick. So they're each level 3. They roll a number of d8s equal to their new level. Okay, so they're going to roll a couple d8s twice. So this is first for their... This is for Enduriel's level up to level 2. 8 and 7. If the result is less than their previous maximum, the maximum HP increases by 1. The result is less than their previous maximum. It is not. Okay. So then I'm going to roll again. That's interesting. Number of d8s equal to their new level. Okay, so I need to roll 3 for that. I'm going to roll 2 and then 1. Oh, no. Dropped it. Oh, well. 6 and 4. So that's 10. And then... Yeah, no, it's definitely not under. So Enduriel still has only 3 HP. Brita is going to roll 2d8s to get to level 2. 5 and 8. Nope, not any lower than her 6. Now she rolls... Oh, yeah, no. That seems like... Well, I also know that, KNAVE is willing to be very brutal. Let me double check how armor works. Like, back to a building episode all over again. Character creation, basically. If the PC is not wearing any armor, their armor defense is 11, and their armor bonus is +1. Alright. That is a quick and easy answer. So I said this one is swinging at Induriel, so they have to beat an 11, which does not seem very hard. Oh, although they rolled a 6, their attack bonus is 1, so that's 7. Oh, so this one swings at Induriel and misses. Okay, and then this next one that I said had, yeah, this one has a dagger. She's actually going to come forward and be like wary and trying to like gauge, and she's going to stab at Induriel. That is, oh, that's a 2, so even worse. So 3. Okay, so Induriel has survived both attacks against her, which is nice, which is also kind of funny because she has a really low AC. Then I need to double check that at the start. Okay, yeah, initiative gets re-rolled every round. So we will roll another d20. No, it's a d6. It's a simple one half of the other. 6. PCs act first. Awesome. Rita's gonna, she's focused off against this person in front of her, and she even got cudgeled by her. So Brita is going to swing at this person in front of her again. Natural 20. Ooh, what does that give in combat in KNAVE? The defender's armor loses 1 point of quality, and they take an additional die of damage. Dang. Of the weapon's type. So Brita has a mace. So that is D8. So the cultist is going to take 2d8 damage. And they don't have any armor, so losing quality doesn't matter. So 2d8 damage. I am pretty sure this cultist is going to drop. At least I hope so. For our characters' sakes. 5 and 8. Yeah, yeah, they have 4 HP, so she just swings her mace and it crumples this cultist's rib cage, and they go down. So that's good for us, the heroes. She's gonna turn and see. She's gonna see Induriel kind of surrounded. She's gonna see that silence is held. I'm going to roll and see which way she's gonna go. She honestly doesn't remember. She has issues with Induriel, but she knows Induriel. But silence is, the poor youngster that has been tagging along, so she'd probably feel a little bit more worried for her. So I'm gonna make it 1 through 16. She goes and helps silence, and anything else she goes to help Induriel. That is a 9, so she's gonna help silence, but her turn is her attack has been used, but I'm gonna move her over, and she's gonna say, hey, you better let her go. Don't hurt that girl. I think she's gonna make a charisma check for that. That is a 2. Yeah, so 4. Yeah, no, that didn't work as any sort of bluffing or convincing the cultist to let silence go. However, silence, I'm going to let her make a, her dex or her strength. She's going to try to just force him off. She's done it before, but let's see if she's able to do anything. Doesn't seem likely. Oh, 19. 19 plus 2. And that's against his strength. And his strength, I said he's a level, I think I said he was a level 2. He honestly, as a rogue, would probably have bumped up his dex, charisma, and strength. So he might have a 13. Yeah, she's still totally is able to do that. So she throws his arms off and steps away from him. She's going to step back to past Brita, and that was definitely her action. And also, she was in melee, so she can't use her bow on that guy anyway. And she's definitely out of actions. She also only has 18 arrows now because she shot at this cultist and shot at the old man in the church. I'll have to decide if she's able to pick him back out. Probably if it's like a thing in the city, but I'll worry about that later. Okay, so Brita killed the one in front of her. Silence stepped away from the cultist rogue beside her. Endurial is facing off against someone with a cudgel and someone with a knife. Ooh, she's not super confident with a knife, but she's going to go for the person with a big arrow in her chest to it's like, oh, you're wounded, I might, well, actually, okay, so Endurial's in a dangerous situation. She's normally magic based, but she's intelligent, so she might be quickly trying to calculate whether it's smarter to attack the person who's a greater threat to remove them. It's like, oh, if you get rid of the person with a knife and then only have to deal with the person with a cudgel and an arrow in them, that is one way to look at it. Or, if they stab the person with an arrow in them and go down, then they all have to face one person. I could see arguments for both ways, so she's intelligent. I'm going to have her roll 50-50. I don't know. So 1 to 10, she goes for the person with the knife. That is an 18, so she's going to try to stab the person with a cudgel and an arrow. So, it's just a strength roll. Ooh, and her strength is 1, so she's not likely to do great at that. But that's what we got. Oh, 11, 12. She got a 12, and this is a cultist with no armor, so that's just 11, so she actually hits. Man, Endurial, I would not have, I didn't think you could do it. So, let's see. She stabs her with a dagger. That is D6 damage. Okay. 1d6 of damage. However, this cultist only has 1 HP. Oh, yeah, so she kills her. Because the cultist only had 1 HP. She dealt 3. That cultist drops. And Endurial faces the other person. Is there attack of opportunity? Probably. It doesn't specify. It'd, of course, be nice for me as a character. Oh, actually, honestly, I probably should have had Silence roll have had an attack of opportunity against her because of moving away from the cultist. But I didn't. And so, yeah, she pushed him away so hard that he fell back for a second, just to cover that. Okay, so Endurial is not going to move away from this cultist, but she's kind of standing. Now we got both of them standing off against each other with knives. The cultist looks a tiny bit more confident with it, but also, nervous facing a sorceress. So now it is both of the cultists' turn. I think they might also have to make a morale check if they lose their party members. Morale rolls can be triggered by defeating half an enemy group, defeating a group's leader, or reducing a lone enemy to half HP. Okay. So, yes. We are going to roll another morale check for each of them. Again, it doesn't seem super likely to beat them because their morale is 12 each. So, for the cultist in front of Endurial, 6 and a 3, so not quite. And then the cultist rogue who was holding silence. 5 and 2. Okay, yeah, neither of them break. They're cultists. They're dedicated to their cause. Now, so cultist in front of Endurial is going to just attack her again with her dagger. Nat 1. Oh, I believe she breaks her dagger. The attacker rolls a natural 1. The attacker's weapon loses 1 point of quality. And a dagger, I believe, is 3. 3 quality. Yep. So that cultist dagger kind of she thrusts at Endurial, and Endurial blocks it, and you see a chip in the dagger. The cultist dagger chips. And that's the dwarf. Then the other guy, who is a rogue, well, roguish sort. There's no classes in this game, in KNAVE. He is going to pull out a... What kind of weapon do I want him to have? Probably like a sleek saber, or like a rapier. Okay, yeah, sword is all the same. So yeah, he has a rapier. So he pulls that out and is facing off with Town Guard Brita. I mean, he could go for silence, but Brita's now the one with weapons facing him rather than this girl that he's just grabbed from behind twice. So yeah, he's going to attack Brita. So he has to beat 12, and he's a 13 or a level 2, and I said he would have boosted his strength up like 1, so his attack bonus is 3. I think if he survives this, I'll have to give him like a name and a character sheet, but we'll see. So is he 3? Oh, nat 20. Dang. Okay, yep. Brita's armor is now damaged, and she's gonna take 2 points of damage, or two dice of damage of this. Well, actually, an extra dice of damage. Sword D8 damage. So yep, two D8 damage. Uh-oh, that's not good. She only has 3 left. We're gonna kill Brita. KNAVE is a casualty heavy game, apparently. At least that's what the rules say, and I can easily see it. Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. That's 8 points of damage. Let me double check that. When a character reaches 0 HP, they're unconscious. When they reach negative 1 HP or less, they are dead. Yes, that is definitely that. So, this rogue does a quick little salute with a rapier, and then feints to one side and uses his cloak to block his movements a little bit. Brita blocks the feint, and he just whips around it and stabs her right in the chest, and she goes down. And he, oh, Brita, I liked her. He pulls it out and quickly wipes the blade, or he flicks the blade and to get some blood off. He's like, you could have just let us use the golem in peace. And then I'm gonna roll to see if he goes for silence, if he will focus on silence or Enduriel. Actually, I'll wait till next turn because he definitely used his action. He's going to be facing, he has a choice of 2 people, but it depends on how their fights go because it's their turn. Actually, it would be their turn, but I reroll initiative because that's everyone. So D6, 5. That is the player character go first. Awesome. Ooh, all right. Just to be strategic about this, I'm gonna have Enduriel go so that I can have same thing as with the other guy. It's like silence will make her decision with her bow, dependent on how Enduriel's little fight goes. So Enduriel is going to stab at the person in front of her. Oh no, that's a 5 that time. That definitely does not hit. So it's Silence's turn. Silence will rush over to Brita, behind Brita's body, and be like, Brita! She didn't know her. They just met that day, but still, it's like someone just got stabbed in front of her. So she's going to, pull up her bow and draw on this guy that just stabbed someone in front of her. And she's, run into him a couple times. She even thought he was from her cult come to get her. What did I have it so the Civinez people were called? Did I have a sub name for them? And because I had it so that her Silence's cult kind of looked down on them. And even though she left them, she's going to still have a bit of that. So let me double check that is there a name for them? So she's going to say what her cult uses as an insult. I have no idea if he does. But she's going to say, Dragon Drinker, die! And shoot at him. So this is an attack of Wisdom 4 because she Wisdom plus 4 because she's a bow. Oh no, 4. That's 4 plus 4 is 8, which definitely will not hit through his 11 armor, his AC. Ooh, okay, so it's now their turns. I have a little bored here. I'm going to clear the figures of the other stuff. So the dagger cultist is going to stab at Enduriel. 14 plus, 1. Yep, no, but that's still enough. That's a dagger, so that's a d6 of damage. If I recall correctly. Yeah, 1d6 damage. 1. Oh, she rolled on that one. No. That was a 1 damage, not that 1 for the attack. That would have been kind of funny, because then she would have, knocked her knife again. So Enduriel now only has 2 HP. Well, dang it. Okay. Enduriel only has that. And now it's this cultist, the rogue cultist turn. He's already killed Brita. Let's see. So I don't know who he's going to go for. Honestly, Enduriel has her back to him. So I think it's likely he's going to try to attack her. So I'm going to just make that a closed question. Does he attack Enduriel? At advantage, that's a 9. No, but maybe you know what? Technically, maybe I shouldn't have rolled that way and just rolled to see. But now it's like, oh, well, something just happened. No, he doesn't go after her. But what would a butt be? But he's gonna toss a small caltrop behind her as he runs to attack Silence. So there's a little hazard behind Enduriel that on her turn, I think I'll make her have a dex save for, just to not step on it or trip over it. But he's gonna, because yeah, he's roguish. I'm gonna say he gets to do that because it's just a quick thing as he runs forward. And he's not. Oh, so he's now got his rapier, and Silence has her bow up, and he's gonna say, "Dragon Drinker, why, I haven't been called that for a time. Are you part of the beehives?" And then he tries a feint again, feint stab again. He has to beat her. Oh, she has no armor. Fortunately, she has some health, but 10. Oh, okay. So that. But I said he would have boosted his strength along with a couple other things, so that's probably a 2. Yeah. So he just barely hits her. Just barely. So D8 because it's a sword, right? Yes, sword. D8 sword stabbing right at Silence. 3 points of damage. Ouch. So that knocks her down to 4 HP. Oh, it is not looking good with having Brita has been killed and is laying dead on her face in the street. There's a couple dead cultists, but each of the remaining women are facing off against an opponent, and not doing so hot against them. Enduriel is facing against someone with a dagger, and Silence has a bow against someone who used his rapier to kill a town guard right in front of her. So it's not looking good. With that, I'm going to say we're going to have to find out what happens. We're going to have to come back next time and see what happens. It could be really rough. Yeah, so that's how I roll. And if you like the show, don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends, leave a comment, let me know what you think. All that stuff. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye. And this is How I Roll, the game where I...